Hi, this is my presentation for how TPA is used as treatment for strokes. There are two main types of strokes. One is the ischemic stroke, and this one occurs when the blood supply to the brain is either blocked or reduced, and it being blocked prevents the brain tissue from getting the oxygen and nutrients that it needs in order to function properly, and that's what causes the stroke. This type is what most strokes are, I believe 87%, and the only FDA-approved drug for treatment for this type is called TPA, which I will be getting into. The other type of stroke is the hemorrhagic stroke. This one occurs when a blood vessel in the brain either leaks or bursts, and it causes bleeding. And this bleeding increases pressure on the brain cells, and that's what damages them. However, this type of stroke cannot be treated with TPA because it could make the bleeding worse. In general, some symptoms that you would see for either type of stroke would be trouble speaking or understanding what others are saying, headaches, vomiting, or dizziness, numbness or paralysis in the face, arms, or legs, and normally that's only one side, so if you were to raise both arms, one of the arms would fall or not function properly. Some other symptoms would be trouble walking and blurred or blackened vision. Now, TPA stands for tissue plasminogen activator, but its generic name is alteplase. It is a serine protease, which means it catalyzes the cleavage of peptide bonds using a serine residue in its active site. The way that the medicine works is it dissolves blood clots, which are called thrombus, and it dissolves the clots that are blocking the blood flow to the brain. This then restores that blood flow and limits the risk of damage and functional impairment that would be caused by the stroke. TPA is administered through an IV in the arm, and this picture up here just shows the parts of the blood clot and how it is blocking the blood flow to the brain. The way that TPA is synthesized begins with transcription, where the DNA sequence of the TPA gene is transcribed into messenger RNA by RNA polymerase, and that makes the template for the protein synthesis. The mRNA then undergoes processing to produce a mature mRNA, which goes through translation, where it enters the cytoplasm and binds to ribosomes. The ribosome synthesizes a polypeptide chain based on the genetic code, which undergoes post-translational modifications to become mature TPA. TPA is then folded and packaged into vesicles to be transported to the Golgi apparatus, and those vesicles fuse with the cell membrane and secrete TPA into the bloodstream for it to be effective. Now, the way that TPA works as medicine, it's because it has a high affinity for fibrin, making it able to bind to it. So TPA activates plasminogen, which is the precursor protein found in blood, and it converts that into plasmin, which is the enzyme that degrades fibrin in the blood clots. So the plasmin breaks down the fibrin, which is what dissolves the blood clots, which then unblocks the blood vessels and dislodges the clot. And plasmin can also activate other proteases, which enhances clot lysis. And this diagram over here is just showing what I just explained with the plasmin and dissolving the blood clot. Now, the importance of TPA is because of its ability to restore that blood flow to the brain, to limit the extent of brain damage that can be caused by strokes, and it just improves the outcomes of people that are suffering from strokes. It is also time sensitive because it acts within 4.5 hours, and it's minimally invasive because it's administered intravenously, and it's suitable for a wide range of patients since it's just an IV to the arm. Overall, it's just an efficient and available method to treat the ultra-ischemic types of strokes. So that is that, and these are the resources that I used.